Let's get right into it. So today we're going to go over how to do a CMA in the MLS. And thanks to Brian, we're going to use his house as our example. Okay. All right. So just to go back, just so everyone knows how to log into the MLS, the very first icon you see here, click Matrix for Logic, and that brings you to your MLS homepage. It's a little bigger. All right. So when you go to create a CMA in the MLS, hover over search, click on residential, and then based on your subject property, you'll put the address of your subject property in this search bar. Uh, we'll start with 0.25 within 0.25 mile radius. And then in a separate tab, we'll open up the relist tax for our subject property, just so we could look at it side by side and have all the information when comparing our subject property to other properties that sold around it. And what's nice with opening up the relist tax records on the property is that opens in a new tab, so you don't have to worry about getting logged out of the MLS or anything. And go ahead, click proceed. I'll bring you to your property. Click on it, and then you'll want to run the report. Okay, so what's very helpful with this is the essentials are right up top. So it's a 3-bedroom, 1 full bath, 1 half bath, and the square footage is going to be 1,880 square feet, and the year is built in 1972. Okay, so I'll show you the quick way on how to create a CMA, and then the way that will spell everything out that you can bring to a listing presentation. So when you go into the search, you put your subject property here. It auto-populates. You'll also want to you can click under contract no showing, expired, but the main one we're going to want is sold within 180 days. And then we're only looking at single family homes. And also, okay. Then down here, the architectural style of the home. So since we already have 10 matches, we're gonna, which you can see right here, is we're gonna see if we can get that to around 6 matches. So when you look at the home, another thing you could look for is the architectural design. And knowing this house, it's a multi-level, so that's like split level, bi-level. That's what we're going to use in the architectural style. So you check bi-level. And split level. Because a ranch is different, and then a colonial is going to be different. Okay, perfect. So here we have around 6 matches. So when you go ahead and click on results in the right-hand corner, we can view all of our matches. So as we said, our subject property has 3 bedrooms, 1 full bath, 1 half bath, and is around 1,880 square feet. So then we look here, we got similar bedrooms, This one on the one side is gonna be your full bath, and then on the right-hand side is gonna be, so on the left side is full bath, and the right-hand side is gonna be half bath. So again, similar to what our subject property is. And then our subject property is a little bit bigger than all of the ones listed here, but it is still similar and around the same square footage. The 1388, there's two properties that are 1,388 square feet. We won't use those. We're just going to go ahead and look at anything that's 1,400 and above. So go ahead and check these. Oh, not that one, sorry. Check all the ones that we'll be using. Okay. And then to do a quick CMA, you check the ones that you would like to compare the subject property to. Click quick CMA right here. And we'll show you what you then created. For whatever reason, mine saves as a PDF. We'll go ahead and look at. All right, so this is, again, a quick CMA. So if you're just running numbers and kind of want to see if a property is priced correctly, or you're looking at it for buyers, this is a great way to do that. And then the other way is going to be more professional and what you'll bring to a listing presentation. But how you would read this is, so it looks like the minimum square footage price per square foot is going to be around $95. The maximum price per square foot is going to be around $159. And then average price per square foot is showing us $138. Okay. So then, and then the medium is around 150. Cool. So based on our subject property, if we wanted to do the average price per square foot, we would do, all right, I'm gonna put my calculator. We would do 138 times 1,880, because that is the square footage of our subject property, equals 259,440. Okay. And so down here, it also shows the min list price and the maximum list price is around the average list price and again, the median. So based on our price per square foot and quickly doing the math on the average price times the square footage, we get around 259,000. So it is a lot higher than what it's showing in our report. So what you will take into consideration is the additional square footage that our property has, and to see if like there's any improvements, see where the property is at when you go look at the house itself, to see if they've updated the kitchen or the bathrooms, and then it would lean towards the higher price point. And that's why it's always nice to view the pictures of your comparables with the subject property. But in this case, we're gonna pretend like we haven't seen the subject property. So we're just strictly running numbers to take with us to a listing appointment. All right. With that, so let's see. We'll go back to criteria and we'll expand our range to a half a mile. Do we have anything? All right, let's expand it to a mile. Okay. So we're going to expand it to a mile to see if we have more properties listed closer to the same square footage as our subject property. Another way you can look to do like total bedrooms, so you're within the same range. You could do 2 to 4 total baths. So we have one, so 1 to 2 total. Oh, actually, let's do 1 to 2 full baths. Okay. All right, next we'll keep this in our result category. So then go ahead and click on results in the right-hand corner. This shows us, this is our agent single line view of the subject properties, and it gives us a very simple way of viewing each property. So being 4 bedrooms, we're not going to use this as a comparable. It's a little bit bigger in a 2 full bath, so we won't be using that one. To change the view, you can always go to like, I like viewing properties agent thumbnail, get a little picture of the outside of the house. As well as then it also shows you, so this one is currently active, this one recently sold. And another helpful thing, so along with having the relist pulled up, if you right click on your tab and click duplicate, you can have 2 matrix tabs pulled up. And in this one, we can go ahead and search our subject property in the MLS as well as have it opened in relist tax. I love using this search when looking at properties because sometimes this main search bar does not work very well. And this search bar always pulls up the property I'm looking for. So street number 901, street name, Stark Street, click search. Perfect. Here it is in the MLS. All right, and then it gives us a little picture of our subject property, when it was last sold, what it was sold for. And again, acres, year was built, how many bedrooms and baths. All right. Let's go back to our comparables. Again, looking at the square footage, number of bedrooms, number of baths, the acres. So our subject property has 0.22 acres. Okay, so this is a great one to compare to. It looks like the 440 accounts for a basement. This one does not have a basement, but around 1,500 square feet. So this one with the basement is similar square footage to our subject property. So we will use that one. All right, and then here, again, similar when it comes to square footage, bedroom and bath. This one looks like a great one to use as well. Right. Okay, so this one being 4 bedrooms, an additional bedroom, less of a yard, and it does have a basement, which then makes it 2,086 square feet. Potentially, we'll use this one. Let's look at the other ones we have. Okay, square footage wise here is a little bit smaller than what our subject property is. So we skip that one. Okay. This one, similar to our square footage. So again, there's various ways that you can do this, but definitely looking at the outside of the house and comparing as much in relation to your subject property is going to be the most helpful. So this has a little less of a yard and a little less square footage. We'll also use it because it does look similar on the outside as our property. It's very similar. And then, okay. Then the last two. Okay, this has an additional bedroom and a little less square footage. We won't use this one, but then the very last one, this one looks gonna be a great one to use. Has very similar square footage and was built in the same year. Acres, 0.22 is the exact same as well. All right. So it looks like we have a great group of a great range of properties to compare our subject property to. So once you check those off, then down below you click right here, it says CMA, and it will bring you here. So you are creating this for your sellers. You can bring this with you to your listing appointment. So you'll add your seller contact information here. Then I'll put myself as my seller. Perfect. Then if you click on pages, so up here is going to kind of be like, it will show you the each tab by tab, it takes you through creating your CMA for your client. You could add pages or unselect pages that you don't want to include. We're going to include everything, make it look extra fancy. Okay, so our subject property, we'll fill from our subject property. You could either fill from the MLS that I pulled up. So when it asks for the cross property reference, go ahead and click on, that's going to be the MLS number when it was in the MLS. So if you go here, it says cross property listing number is going to be that MLS number, or you can look it up based on the uh, real realist tax number. Right. That is going to be right here. Parcel ID. We'll use that. And then click fill. Okay. So when you copy and paste the realist tax, you sure use the formatted PID one. All right. So perfect. So it kind of autofills everything for you in regards to the whatever's on the realist tax already populates here. The information you know of the property. Then go ahead and click cover. Now we can always take the photo that's right here on the MLS and go ahead and upload it here. If you would like to do that, we can just copy, save image as, we'll do run account. Browse to upload it. My desktop. Perfect. So now you have a little cover photo for your client. You can edit your information here. You can override any of the information that the CMA already has pre-populated for you here. And this looks good. Like comparables. So all those comparables we checked under criteria are going to show right here. Perfect. If you want to add or remove any, you can do so. So if I check this, I can always remove it if I didn't like the results that it shows me in my finished product. Then it's nice, the next page is going to be a map of where all the properties are located compared to our subject property. Okay. Looks like we see where subject property 3 and 4 are. So our subject property is right here. Oh, here I see. So our subject property is this little blue house right here, and then right behind it is a comparable that we use on Oliver Street. And then 2 and 3 are over here. Click on adjustments. So here, if you know, you can kind of do your own calculations of like how much an additional bedroom is or an additional full bath is. We're not going to get into the technicalities behind that because it's different. It's different based on your subject property, and if you don't know when these have been updated, that would require a lot more research. So then we go to pricing, and right here I'll show you what to price the property low at 144,000. The median range is 212,500. Average price point is going to be 203,500, and then on the higher points, we 245,000. Down here, based on your educated opinion on doing both of these comparables and then looking at the subject property, you can go ahead and type a range as to what you think the property should be valued at. And then when you go ahead and click finish, view CMA, and it will generate your CMA into a PDF. You can also just email it straight to your client. But I definitely recommend reviewing it before you go ahead and email it to your client. Then we'll go ahead and open up what we just created. All right, so again, this is going to be a more professional packet to go over with your client. Shows our subject property. The next page shows our comparables. So it's pricing our property at the average per square feet with our comparables is around 1,500, price at 135, around $136 per square foot. So that we do 136 times 1880. And again, we get a little bit on the higher side. A lot higher than what our average is. Again, this is because for the additional square footage, where none of our comparables are even bigger or compared to our 1,880 square feet. So taking that into account. But what is nice is each one of these properties does have the same exact bedroom count, full bath and half bath. All right, and then what else it will show? And what also this does include is going to be our subject property and then having the side by side of each one that you're comparing it to, which is super helpful because then it shows you what type of heating system they have, the cooling system, the sewer, the attached garage, if there's attached garage or detached garage, that is super helpful. The year it was built. And going over this with your client to come upon agreement to what to list the property at. All right. And so definitely prepping this before you go into your listing appointment will be key to having a successful listing appointment and to already have done your due diligence prior on their property. Okay, so now that I'm looking at this, it like I should what I should have also included is a subject property that was bigger than our subject property or more around the same square footage of that 1,880. And that would have probably given me a better idea price point. And again, the more you do these, the more you can be like tweak it and kind of look back at like, oh, I should include a higher price point and not a lower one so that you have a wide range of properties that are comparable to yours. To make sure that you kind of get all those factors in. All right. Does anybody have any questions? I know that we have a few tenured agents on, so if anybody has any tips when they run their CMAs, would love to hear. You guys want to share?
I have never seen anybody do a CMA but me, so that's why I'm here. And you did it differently, and I loved it.
Good. I'm glad. So do you use the MLS to do your CMAs?
Yes, I do.
You do? Oh,
I
okay.
just,
Cool.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure I didn't figure it out on my own. I'm sure somebody taught me how to do it. You're not just born knowing that.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
but I think I come up with the same results. I just do it differently.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is,
Yeah.
you do it easier than I do it, I think.
Perfect. So now you can simplify your way. Nice. And Brian, not to put you on the spot, but me putting you on the spot. What do you think of the CMA I came up with your property? Oh, he might be on the phone. I just might be in the background. Okay. I think I hear him on the phone in the other room. Never mind. We'll come back to Brian's opinion on this. But yes, does anybody have any questions as to how I did this or how to look up comparables? Again, I went to search, then residential. And then from here, I put the subject property here and checked all of these up until sold. Subject property is here, and then this is the way to look at the subject property and look at properties within a mile radius, 2 mile radius. At first, you want to start small, and then if you're not getting any matches, then you do start to expand. All right. If nobody
Ellie,
has any
I think that was spot on. That's the same way I do them. So,
Oh, cool. Oh, good. Thanks, Brian. Good to know.
want to buy a house?
Right? Looks like you're gonna
Hey,
be.
Kelly, I do have a question.
Mhm.
I have a potential listing opportunity, and I was trying to do a CMA yesterday, but there's 3 parcels involved. 2 are empty lots, and then the house. So I was having a little trouble trying to figure that out.
Oh, yeah, that is definitely trickier. So are the parcels gonna be are they trying to sell those separately? Or are they going to be like bundled in with the sale of the home?
Yeah, he would prefer to bundle them in if possible.
Okay. And so is it like it sits on several acres or?
It's not several acres. It's actually in Ohio City, right on West 41st Street. There's a house, and then there was 2 houses next door to that house years ago that were torn down. So now they're just empty lots, but
Got
they're
it.
all owned by the same person. So I was trying to prepare a CMA yesterday,
Yeah,
but didn't really know how to go about that part.
got it. Yeah, and I can help you with that. So, we can always hop on a Zoom and kind of go over how you would add that.
Okay.
And, yeah, that may be a question I would also key in, Wesley on. So that
Okay.
I'm telling you the right thing on how to do that, 'cause I have also not done additional parcels, but I'm sure it would be similar to then just looking at the property and then adding the additional parcels in, and comparing around it.
Okay.
So similar to how we did it, but I guess it would be hard to because it's in Ohio City and there's not much that have that much land included within it. So yeah,
Okay.
we could
Thank you.
connect and,
Hey,
we can connect
Crystal.
and.
Yes.
I always know people looking to buy and build in Ohio City. You should, when you have something like unique and unusual, once you decide a price, post it on Facebook in our group and all sorts of people will respond, I would imagine. Are there, so the 2 lots are not, there's no houses on them?
Right. That's correct.
The houses have been torn down?
Yes.
And is the house that's standing move-inable or does it need some rehab?
No, it definitely needs some rehab. I did a walkthrough yesterday and it used to be like a duplex, but then they tore down the wall and made it like all one big home. But the front portion of the home is like a hoarder. I mean, it's literally like an
Yeah.
episode out of the Hoarders show. It's terrible. So they definitely need to empty it out and clean it up. You know, I explained all of that. So I'm not sure about this one. And this would be my first listing. So I was going to touch base with Wesley
Perfect, yeah.
today.
Also, if you want to call me, because I've got one over, I sold one of the 3 properties on Tillman and I got another 2 to go. I'm talking to the seller today. So if you want to catch up with me, like maybe tomorrow,
Okay.
after the classes, because I've got an inspection and then a meeting that'll take me into the evening. But I'm doing almost the exact same thing you're doing, just a few blocks away.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Can I take down your
Maybe we
number?
can combine, yeah,
I just put in.
I'll text it to you right now.
Okay. Thank you. Allison,
Okay.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Sounds good,
Thank
yes.
you,
see,
Allison.
that's why you do
Allison.
these things.
Right?
Yes,
And you ask
definitely.
questions. Love it. Thank you. All right. Well, thanks everyone. Thanks so much for hopping on today. And yes, I said, this on how to do this will be in our KWGM YouTube channel. Probably by tomorrow, I'll have Sarah upload that. And then I will also include the little slides that I made so that you have a good idea when explaining a comparative market analysis to your sellers. You know what they are, and you feel more confident going into your listing appointment. Kind of a little play-by-play on what we look for and the key things when running the CMAs. So I'll be sure to share these slides with everybody who joined today. Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Happy Monday. Have a great rest of your day.